That initial period of time where I was pulled, off that line was kind of a blur. I just remember getting violently assaulted from every direction, and eventually found myself out probably about 250, maybe 300 feet away from the mouth of the tunnel. Where the other officers were at. You could see the CS gas, like white powder, still lingering in the air. It was at that point that I realized I probably should have brought my gas mask.
The D.C. Metropolitan Police officer recounting his traumatic experience being brutally attacked by rioters on January 6th and blasted the, quote, whitewashed rhetoric that followed the violence. Take a listen.
It's been very difficult seeing elected officials and other individuals kind of whitewash the events of that day or downplay what happened. Some of the terminology that was used, like hugs and kisses and, very fine people, is like very different from what I experienced and what my coworkers experienced. I experienced a group of individuals that were trying to kill me to accomplish, their goal. And I think that sorry, Don. Man, I didn't think I'd get this emotional. I experienced the most brutal, savage, hand-to-hand combat of my entire life, let alone my policing career, which spans almost 2 decades.
That was Officer Michael Fanone. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine?
And again, these terrorists that Donald Trump egged on, Willie, used the American flag to beat officers and beat them within an inch of their lives. And it's just staggering to me that you actually have people in the media on the right.
Are we debating this?
Trying to downplay this and trying to downplay, that Officer Signick died of a stroke or had several strokes the next day. And you look at what all of the officers went through that were beaten by Donald Trump supporters, and it is sickening.
Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone broke his silence about being beaten, tased, and robbed of his gear while defending the U.S. Capitol. Federal prosecutors released more information about one of his accused assailants in order to keep him behind bars, pending trial. Authorities tied the accused rider to a social media account calling himself a son of Confederate veterans. And prosecutors described how he allegedly delivered Fanone to a violent mob. One of the 3 men recently indicted in connection with Fanone's assault, Tennessee resident Albuquerque Cosperhead. is depicted in a government memo using duplicity to put Fanon in harm's way. Fanon's body camera video captured Head telling the officer, "I'm going to try to help you out here. You hear me?" And then, "Hey, I got one." Prosecutors described Fanon's accounts of the events to the FBI in court papers, thinly veiling the officer's name through the use of his initials. In an interview with FBI agents on February 24, 2021, Officer MF described the individual who grabbed onto Officer MF and wrapped him up into a bear hug while dragging him out of the tunnel. The 26-page memo states Officer MF also indicated that the individual kept telling Officer MF that he would take care of him once they got outside, but at no point did Officer MF think that the individual was going to help him or take care of him. Additional video obtained by the FBI shows the defendant dragging Officer MF through the crowd. After the defendant pulled Officer MF into the crowd, other riders assaulted him. Kyle Young, who tried to forcibly remove Officer MF's service weapon from his fixed holster while stating words to the effect that he was going to take Officer MF's gun and kill him, the memo continues. Fanon opened up about his assault in an emotional interview with CNN's Don Lemon.
I remember one of them distinctly lunging at me time and time again, trying to grab my gun. And I heard people in the crowd yelling at his gun, kill him with his own gun, and words to that effect.
You watch the red arrow that's going to come up is Fanon, and the blue arrow is Albuquerque Head. Pay attention to the area around them and see the gap around them, the space that they have as they just walk backwards and two-step out of there. They start having a conversation right here, back and forth, like it's normal. If that was me, there would be a fight right there, and I'm sure the same would be for everybody else.
Pressure anyway. I hear you, man. I'm gonna try to help you out here. You hear me? Thank you. Hey! I got one! Guys, you gotta move! Hey, easy. Oh, fuck.